Can't think is more like it. Want something to eat? I would offer it warm, but your microwave's broken. You're so funny. Wait, actually, the takeout might have gone bad. Best I can offer is a glass of half and half. Pass. I'm lactose intolerant anyways. I don't know why I still buy it. Bullshit, we've got an ice cream together. I'm lactose intolerant, not dead. I live life on the edge. And you call me Benny. Not in a good way. Why are you here? Didn't you see what I did? I see everything. But right now, I'm just looking for the moon. It's too cloudy, though. Your back's to the window. Yeah, I gave up that way. Just trying to connect telepathically now. Like you and me. Are you sure you're awake? Am I awake? You're awake. Or are you just too chicken to admit you've been staring at me while I lay here, Edward Cullen? Am I becoming in the moonlight? So what if I was? What accent was that? Southern Belle. So what if you were? Your breath smells like rubbing alcohol. Gas station mouthwash. You didn't brush? So college. I was never college to begin with. You know that. Yes, which is obviously why you're in a surgical program and almost done with your residency, might I add. 4 years is now almost done. Either stop hogging the blanket or close the window. I don't think the moon wants to see you. I'm not hogging the blanket. I can't close the window. I can't do anything. So I'm finishing your paper. I still haven't finished? It's the 9th. No, it's past midnight, the 10th. It's the 13th and 3 a.m. You say that like it's a good thing. Relax, I'm done now. Oh, phew. In that case, thanks. What do you think? It's good. But why in God's name did I sacrifice so much of my time on something that some professor will only flip through on a Sunday morning, sipping coffee and getting crumbs from a biscotti all over the pages? Is time the right word? Impressive deadpan. Mine is all starting to feel silly. Talking to me too? No, just my time, my life, how I'm spending it. Even if you written nonsense, I don't think I'd care. Even if Katz loves it, if he reads it in front of everyone as an example of what to do for next time, I still don't think I'd care. I won't care if the file gets corrupted tomorrow after I've saved it and I lose all the work. If my laptop explodes, for that matter. The country is exploding. I need to change my pad. It's been exploding since forever. I've been exploding since forever. Maybe things don't feel silly, just ridiculous. Disgustingly ridiculous. Oh. I know. Self-pity. But whatever, I guess. I'll hand it in and then that's that. On I study, on I work. I get what you mean, though. I think. Can't believe you spent this much money for a that's that. I'm a sucker. Or got suckered in the pursuit of excellence. You're still young, and I'm sure your professors know too. Know what? How disgustingly ridiculous it all is. How you all get spit into the world with yet another piece of paper claiming you're more educated than you feel and passionless. When will it come back? The passion. It depends, I'm sure. For me, it came in and out. Most of the time in when I watched Mitchie get on the bus to school. To get it back, sometimes I just reminded myself of him. I'm so happy you look like me. That I got him out before his father took him. We're not all mothers. Find your Mitchie. I'm my Mitchie. Then what's your name? Humor me, please. I wasn't like you. I wasn't a doctor. I didn't feel a desire to constantly prove myself to an invisible audience. I'm a creature of practicality. I'm sure if receptioning ended up not cutting it, I'd have found something else to do. Humans aren't just one thing for the rest of time. Lots of our staff are. My supervisor is, Kat's is. Your supervisor is a tourist. And Kat's could be a husband, a biker, maybe, and tons of other things. But if a stranger were to walk up to him and ask him, "What are you?" he wouldn't immediately say husband or father. He wouldn't say biker or bread baker. He'd say he's a professor. That's the first instinct, just like I'd say resident. I bet if aliens landed on the planet and abducted him and asked him what he was, he probably wouldn't even say human first. We're barely meant to know our teachers' first names. I'd have said mother. Well, I can't. And I didn't know my mother's first name until I was 3. So if you weren't a surgeon and things had turned out differently, what would you want to do? I don't know. Sit in my apartment and drink wine. Maybe write something that doesn't get biscotti all over it. You've wanted to be a writer this whole time? God, no, I don't know. That and not just that and nothing and everything at all. You definitely talk like a writer. You write me like a writer. How would you know? I like the poems in your trash can. You're writing me now. Fuck you. Haven't you wanted to be anything other than a receptionist? Of course. Don't you remember? Yes. No. I saw a ballet with my mother in New York when I was 6. I loved all the tulle and the long legs and decided I wanted to be a prima ballerina. I wore my hair in a bun for a year. Had to cut it to my chin because it was so matted by the time we finally took it down. Yikes. Then I was backstage crew for a musical in high school, and I thought I could be a stage manager. I liked watching the inner machinations, all the moving cogs running across a lightless stage between scenes, the stage light on you when the auditorium is empty. I liked working the parts, controlling them, floating with the tide when things went awry, and fixing. Always fixing. Patching costumes, making new props out of broken ones, painting over scratches and foot skids on set pieces. I wanted to be a ballerina because I liked the way watching them made me feel peaceful, and a stage manager because I could cause that peace in a storm. Then I was graduating. Then I was at Gerard's, in the emergency room. Then I had a baby. Then I met you. Ah. Does that still make me just a receptionist? Just shy of a human? You know you're never included with the masses when I go on my rants. You get it. I mean everyone else. No. This just makes me something you tried to fix. Subjective. What else do I have but my opinion? Close the window. You're shivering. I like the breeze. You're contemplating. Your pillow talk is so morbid. I'm dead. My whole concept is morbid. I never had a plan B. Or a plan A, really. Just needed something to do. Something to fill me up. I think it's too late to not see this through now. I'm a resident. I'm smart. And blood doesn't bother me. You can help people a million different ways. You could be the founder of a new philosophy. You could write a song that could make someone stop crying. You could give a homeless person $20 on the street. It doesn't have to be this. I don't think you can do this anymore. I practically gave Patrick a car. It didn't fix the ridiculousness. And I thought you wanted to reception at my practice one day. It's not smart to work for friends. Some friend. Ouch. Sorry. No, you're not. Of course not. Not at all. You aren't either, for leaving. Because you're still here, aren't you? No harm, no foul. Otherwise, you would have shooed the elephant out of the room long ago and come with. So I'm here-ish. What's the elephant? All the times you think about when you wanted to tell me I'm beautiful and bit your tongue. All the times you've wondered if I've ached to hold your hand between your rounds at Gerard's. All the times you've watched me while I sleep. All the times you've caught me watching you. That elephant. Our star-crossed future. Your self-pity. I thought it represented the dream. No, the dream's the deadline. No metaphors, just the time's up. Janice. I'm right. I know I'm easier to swallow on the weekends and in between wine glasses, instead of between the pages of a book halfway through an all-nighter. I knew long term and your work ethic and my son wouldn't all get along too well. It's this way now, only this way. Talking to me in your mind, in mirrors, between rounds. Don't you like loving me on your schedule, in light of all the other silliness we do? I didn't ask you to stay. You are useless. I can't feel you. I can barely see you. You saw my back to the window. You felt my hands, not his. Okay, maybe I don't want to stay. Let me go. I would tell you you were beautiful when you were asleep. Once a night. How in the world was I meant to have heard you? Do you know now, wherever you are, that I said so? I doubt it. Okay. Then, just in case you're wrong, I don't love you on a schedule. I don't. I love you all the time. I'll keep loving you all the time. I don't like cowards or liars. I am not a coward or a liar. Yes, you are. So was I. We all are. My first dream was to be a ballerina, but honestly, in the end, I just hated the way my thighs looked in those fucking tights. I told you I was okay with you being in my bed every so often because I assumed it would be easier than not having you at all. I told myself I was practical, and then I got divorced after a 3-month marriage. I told myself I was practical, and then I found out I was pregnant after that. I told myself I was practical, and then I fell in love with a doctor. I told myself I was practical, and then put me and my son's head through a windshield. Am I the doctor? Oh my God, yes, you're the doctor. Please accept my love for you, wherever I am. Accepted. Thank you. I hope you're not here when I wake up. Janice pets my hair. I don't want to set the world on fire.